Welcome. It's the first day of Nampo 2023 and it's our privilege to have the Premier with us, Premier Bushy Maape. He decided to visit Nampo to have a brief view of what's going on and to have basic discussions on agriculture, the challenges of agriculture and the things that we need in the Northwest in terms of rural agricultural development and so forth. Premier, your basic views or impressions when we entered this biggest agricultural exhibition in the Southern Hemisphere?
Yeah, I'm impressed by the number of people who have attended here. I didn't expect this huge number of people. I mean, I'm also impressed by the type of equipment I see around here, the animals, but the mood I read in this, that is perceptible, the passion and the commitment of farmers, how they are moving around, how they are engaging, and so on. So I'm really impressed. This shows me that agriculture, though we are known as South Africa as a mining country, that our development can be ascribed to the discovery of diamonds and then gold. But I think agriculture is a key sector in this country.
Well, in our province, we are both from the Northwest province, although we are sitting in the Free State today. Agriculture is the second most important agricultural or economic activity. And how do you see those challenges in the Northwest? What are the things that you would like us to start with and to do as a matter of urgency?
I've been listening to the farmers, and they've been saying that the infrastructure is a key thing, and they are looking at roads, they are looking at electricity, they are looking at water, and they are also looking at communication towers. But they also mentioned the issue of security. And these are the issues we should give attention to. And I think these are more the established farmers. But if you look at the emerging farmers, particularly the black emerging farmers, they say that they need finance. They say that sometimes they are given, land, and they are given equipment, but they are not given inputs. Sometimes they do not have cash flow. Sometimes they have to capitalize the operations. So I hear what they are saying. And I think what is required is for us to engage with organized agriculture, even organizations like Grain SA, and say, how can we build partnerships? I think if we can produce in the province, let's say about 5 to 10 gems, young, youthful, black farmers, who will be committed to farming. Farming is not a short-term endeavor, where you make money the next day. It's a long haul. And if you can produce that, I'll be very happy with the support of organizations like Grain SA.
Yeah, and I think it's also very important that we in the Northwest take note of climate change. Now, today there's a big debate here elsewhere about climate change. And in our province, definitely it seems to me we moving over time away from crops more towards cattle, stock, and so on and so on. And I think if we look at our unemployment rate in the Northwest province, I can only see two areas where we can do something about it. The one is infrastructure development, roads, building, and the second one is agriculture. Do you share that?
Yeah, you are very right. Mining is declining, I know the minister says mining is not a sunset industry. He says mining is the sunrise industry. I have my own view. I think agriculture is key. The fundamental, significance of agriculture lies in the fact that we need food security. We can't live if we don't eat, And so it's very important that we promote agriculture. But agriculture can produce, employment. Since you are an academic involved in economics and so on, that capital investment in mining, the same amount of money will not produce the same amount of jobs that can be produced in agriculture. So agriculture is important. But you also know that with mining, very soon, 50 years, we won't have some of these mines. But agriculture will always be there. And as the population increases, the need for food production will also increase, so employment will increase. But again, we are looking at agriculture and looking at agro-business, looking at the beneficiation.
And that's the
and there may be new things that you are going to do. There may be new crops. You know, agriculture will also give us clothing, will also give us medicine, will also give us furniture, and a whole range of other things.
You're quite right, because there's a growing tendency to go into cotton and soy, much, much bigger than a few years ago. As a matter of fact, we are going to have a bumper crop on soy beans this year. So there's definitely new developments. The big challenge for me is what you've mentioned, and how do we get enthusiasm for farming among young people? And how do we demonstrate success stories in agriculture? And I think that's the big challenge for the Northwest Province. And I would like to add also the third element of our economy, which is tourism. Agriculture and tourism also goes hand in hand. We've got a very, very beautiful province. I think of something from a discussion we had earlier today, the dam near Tahung. That's one of the nicest dam walls in the country, unexplored, undeveloped as a tourism destination. We've got a lot of that.
Yeah, I think with youth unemployment standing at over 50%, I think we have to do everything possible to make agriculture attractive to the youth. I think people take it, agriculture, it's not, you know, for lack of a better word, celebrity industry. You know, you won't be seen in the papers, you won't drive McLaren, you won't, you know, and so on. But you can go into agriculture, and if you want to make money, you can make money in agriculture. I think last time I read was that the richest cattle farmer was found in South Africa a few years ago, in the Vryburg area. I mean, just think about it, Vryburg area, the richest cattle farmer. And so if you want to make money, you can make money. But the challenge is to make agriculture attractive to the youth. And this is where we should go. And I think it can be done. I don't think, like I said, you know, with my little history of the Afrikaner, you know, with the trek from the Cape, most of them were not in agriculture. But coming into the Transvaal, coming into the interior, they started getting into agriculture. And today, you know, from them we have the best you know, farmers in the country, and sometimes best farmers in agriculture in the world. I mean, I know that there are white farmers who left South Africa to go into Mozambique, to go into Uganda, to go into the Congo, to do farming there, because this is what they know and they are good at this. So we are starting even to export agricultural skills to other countries to show that agriculture is also a very key sector, just like mining. I mean, we had started gold mining here before other southern African countries, which are also endowed with gold. And so we started exporting those skills, and companies from South Africa investing in places like Zimbabwe and so on. But coming back to tourism, I think tourism is very key. I mean, just Sun City is so iconic. I mean, I do not think that even some in the Bahamas, you know, they try to create something like Sun City, you know. And I looked at it and I said, oh, and it was built by the same person, Sol Kestner, you know, tried to build it there. But my assessment was that it was an imitation. And an imitation will never be the real thing.
Well,
so we have a lot of things to offer, you know, the Big Five, you know, what, I mean, Hartebees is poor dam. I don't know whether you've been there on a weekend to see the traffic there. You know, it's difficult to drive around there. People are interested in those, the dam, the mountains, you know. There is also an upside down house there. I don't know whether you've seen that. It attracts people from all over. So we have all these gems that people want to see in terms of tourism. What we have to get right, like you said, somebody said, is the infrastructure, is the cleaning of the dam. You know, the area there, it's so beautiful. You know, dat leek asof dit van die hemel afkom en dat hier geval het.
Well, Premier, on that positive note, it was a great pleasure to have you for a few hours at Nampo today, just to show you what goes on here. We are a province with agriculture, in agriculture, and my wish is that we must become the most agricultural friendly province in the country. A few closing remarks from you.
I'm pleased to be here. Ek voel blij dat ik gekomen ben. Ik voel ook trots op die boeren, want hulle doen baie belangrijke werk. Je weet, baie van hulle het hulle eie geld spandeer om te begin boer. En ik zie dat die pa is een boer, die kind is een boer, die kleinseun is een boer. En dat is baie mooi so. En ik wens allemaal die mensen wat hierdie geleentheid organiseren, alles van die beste. En mensen wat hier komen, moeten dat genieten. Baie dankie.
Baie dankie vir u ook.
Ja.